Good morning, guys. It's Lisa with Lisa Heal Yourself. I'm back today with a video that's going to be about on why I'm a bit angry today and what's been going on and things I can't talk about. And then I'm going to give you a protocol for something as well that I can't talk about. So in order to help me do that, this is going to be a two-part video. First is my little rant, and second is going to be a protocol. First thing I want to do is give a disclaimer. I do not want this video taken off, so I'm not a doctor, I'm not giving you advice. This has nothing to do with a word that I can't say, and you can do what you want with this information. I have written out some cue cards so that nothing can pick it up. I won't be saying these words. I hope you know what this means. We'll also be talking about this. We will be talking about this, and we will be talking about this. Okay, so let's start. Why am I angry? The reason I feel angry is because censorship and freedom of speech is really being attacked. Anybody who brings forward something is labeled as misinformation. It's labeled as a conspiracy theory. We're not getting fair discussion around so much evidence that is there and needs to come out. It is wrong to censor respectable people, respectable doctors. Discussion needs to happen. Free speech needs to happen. We need to be able to question science and speak about it, dialogue about it. So we absolutely know that this is wrong. And this is why I believe that crimes on humanity are not too far of a stretch of a word. Because when you suppress things, and we can't get to the bottom of what's actually happening, and it's hiding information that needs to be known, needs to be seen, needs to be investigated, needs to be discussed, we cannot see clearly what is going on. And so that's what is making me the most mad right now. Secondly, everything that's been going on in the world seems coordinated. Everyone seems to be giving us the same messages, and they have since the beginning. Okay? So as soon as we realized that this was a thing, okay, and this was spreading around the world, the people in charge focused on this, and this is all they focused on. They told us to go home, to isolate. They told us not to come out of quarantine. They told us to wear masks. They told us to wait around and hope that you don't get this and wait for this. Okay? They urged us to wait for this. They promised when this came that this would be over. Okay? Those were the promises. You can go back and watch the speeches from the CDC. These people told us to wait. They told us to wait. They told us to go home. They told us to hope we don't catch it, to make sure that we are isolated. And this came at the expense of education, of kids going to school. It came at the expense of spending families time, Christmases, Easters, Thanksgiving. It came at the expense of people in nursing homes, people having operations, people giving birth, people dying. We were not allowed to see anyone. We were to go home and wait to be saved. Then when they were there, we all went out and got it. That was not enough. You needed to get a second one. That was not enough. Now you needed a third one, okay? That is soon gonna be not enough. Now, all the while, this is continuing. So what they've told us did not work. It didn't work. It clearly now has been shown not to work, because everybody now has got this. Even these people who have had this, who've had this, who've had this, and some who have had this, all of them now have it. It is circulated far and wide, okay? It's at its peak. To me, this is a lie. Because all the focus has been on this, they have failed to present us with any real type of protocol that we could do, okay? That we could do if we actually get this, which is wrong. They've suppressed early treatments. There's lots of, you can find out medications, repurposed medications, drugs, old drugs, repurposed, different ones that they have suppressed that doctors cannot tell you about. But more than that, anything, natural health, natural healing, old medications, whatever, it's all been, it's all had this, okay? So they've left us no hope. Everybody went out and listened. The majority of the people, okay? The majority of the people went out, got this, okay? Everybody who listened, who isolated, who was at home now is getting this in record numbers. So what's the solution? To stop testing. Let's bring down the numbers by, before it was test. Let's show everybody how bad this is. And now that we see that this clearly doesn't work and the whole world is watching, we're going to stop testing, okay? So that the numbers can fall. And it can look like these are working when they're not. So that was the response, which has made me rather angry. It's made me angry that they've now stopped testing. They've now stopped. They've done a 180 on it, sending people back out after 5 days, shortening isolation time, sending children back to schools, doing all of these things because they're trying to not to let us see the obvious, what's right in front of our face, that this hasn't worked. Their sole focus, all the trillions of dollars now that has been spent, okay? Not to treat people who have it, but to make sure people don't get it. Well, that has failed. So now what? People have it. So you can either do one of two things. You can isolate at home. You can hope that you don't have to go to the hospital. And when your symptoms go bad enough, you can go. And then you can trust an industry who failed at this to treat this with other toxic medications. Or you can take matters into your own hands, okay? So as somebody who does natural health, I would advise taking matters into your own hands. Early treatment is important. Natural health is important. We don't poison our body in order to recover. So when dealing with this, if this has not prevented you from getting this, what do? Do you just wait and hope that the same industry is going to cure you and you don't die? Or do you do something? I say you do something. Some countries are clamping down even more. Some countries see that evidence is coming out, that things are being investigated, that truths can no longer be hidden, and they're afraid. So they're trying to, not go down with the ship. Some people like UK, which we have just heard some great news coming out of UK, has done a 180. And I believe it's because some officials are not wanting to go down with the ship. A lot of information will be forthcoming from the CDC. Instead of taking the 75 requested years, it's now got to come out within 8 months. And in different batches of months, the first bit is starting to come out now. Now we're having a lot more investigation. We're seeing a lot more problems. We're seeing the studies. Many different groups and organizations are around the world, and doctors are binding together to try to stop this, okay? Because you cannot, if you are not willing to take personal, legal, financial responsibility for your products, which clearly have a downside and the evidence is mounting, then you cannot enforce it, okay? That is not legal, that is not right. So I don't wanna go off on that tangent, but what I do wanna say is that there are a lot of people now with it. They are at home, they are frightened, they are scared. And so far, your choice really is to wait at home until you get bad enough to go to a hospital, in which case you get treated, and hope that that same industry, has something that's not gonna kill you, or you treat it by yourself. Now, most people are so afraid of this that they're leaving loved ones unattended. They're wearing masks, they're dropping food off on doorsteps, they're leaving them to isolate in rooms or houses on their own. They're not visiting them, they're not helping them. No one has any help. Everyone is terrified. And people are abandoning people. Never in history before have we seen parents isolating from children, people isolating from their sick elders. Never before have we seen this. There's always somebody within the family who cares for it. So people who are already immune, people who have already had it, people who are less compromised, people who would be considered stronger are the people that need to help out, to get the home remedies, to get the water, to make sure that everything is going according to plan. So these people don't end up alone, afraid, unable to care for themselves, get the right things, order the right things, take the right things, get the right, get their water and have somebody to care for them so that they don't end up in the hospital. I really hope that this doesn't get me canceled from YouTube, censored again, because this is so bad. This is so problematic. And this is leaving so many people without answers, this is leaving so many people to fend for themselves. And a disclaimer again, I'm not giving you advice. This is not for this. It's for a cold. We're going to say that this is for the common cold, a virus. I'm going to give you a protocol for an intense viral infection or the common cold, okay? We are going to go through the protocol for what to do, what you can do in the case of an extreme viral cold infection, the 2022 cold and infection. What I'm going to do, what I would suggest to do, particularly if you're not wanting to take the pharmaceutical route, even if you don't want to get some of the old repurposed medications or wait for medications. If that's not how you roll and you want to treat this naturally, this is what I'm going to present. Okay, so there's a lot of information, so I'm gonna go kind of fast. You can write it down, you can rewatch the video, but I'm just gonna go through it quickly. So the first thing is rest, sleep, get your rest, okay? If you have a virus, I want you to rest. You need sleep around the clock. If you need to sleep 24 hours a day, do that. Whenever your body feels tired, do that. You want to sleep. Again, it's a natural remedy, tested as old as time. Please sleep. Number 2, drink water. Stay hydrated. Again, obvious, right? Have water beside your bed, purified water, spring water that has been filtered. You can add squeezes of lemon to it, and you're gonna be drinking all day long. You can also hydrate with other liquids, okay? Fresh pressed juices, teas, broths, right? So all of these are full of electrolytes, nutrients, minerals. So these, again, are gonna be something that you can hydrate with. And particularly too, teas are gonna be like the water, but warmed. So anytime that we can warm something up, we're going to help break up the mucus. So drinking warm teas, warm liquids, warm broths, warm soups is also really beneficial when we're talking about a viral infection. Specifically, I have made some notes and I am going to read what types of teas I'm recommending. Thyme, lemon, oregano, peppermint, rosemary, elderberry, clove, ginger, turmeric, nettle leaf, green tea, chaga, which is a special mushroom, pau d'arco tea, cistus and canis, okay, a treatment that is really popular with Lyme, viral Lyme, lemongrass, dandelion, echinacea, mushroom, lemongrass. There's a number of ones that I probably didn't even mention, but all of these particularly are going to be really amazing. Some of those you may have to order online. You may not have access to them in your natural local health food store. So you can order them all on Amazon. You don't even have to leave your house, or you can get your partner, spouse, whoever's caring for you to go out and get these at the local health food store. I also suggest when you're making teas that whenever possible, you use the real herb, the real food. Like instead of just taking a bag of ginger tea, you would take a chunk of actual ginger root and you would blend that up. You would boil the water and then strain that and be drinking the real thing. So in all of those cases, when I say like thyme, oregano, all of those, rosemary, elderberry, you're getting the actual like dried berries, you're getting the actual herbs, you're boiling, you're making the teas out of the actual things. Now, if you only have access to bags, do your best, but wherever you can get the actual real substance to homemade and home brew your tea, that is more beneficial by a lot of percent. Next, stress. You must get your stress down. Stress causes you to be in fight or flight. When you are stressed, when you have fear, when you're arguing, when you're, upset, things are going to be worse. So the first things first, you have to eliminate fear. Tell your body you are strong, you are resilient, you are going to beat this. You must talk to yourself in a positive manner, in a confident manner, but with love and compassion and kindness to yourself. You're going to nurture yourself. Talk to yourself like a mom who would put yourself in bed and say, everything's gonna be okay, get your sleep, have these things, you're gonna be just fine. You need to talk to yourself with this loving, kind compassion. It is very difficult not to go into a fear response right now, okay? This has been, it's very, very difficult when all we've heard about for so long is how scary it is and the bad outcomes. You need to eliminate fear. You need to turn off the news. Do not argue with anyone in your household. You can't be having any disagreements. You want to turn off the news, any podcasts or any information that's upsetting you. Stop researching online. Put away your phones. The fact that they do have EMFs and could be contributing and amplifying things, it's also very upsetting, the information that you're going to be finding on there and scrolling and the strain on your eyes. All of it has to go. Stress, the phones, the news, the devices. Isolate yourself in a calming environment, in like your little sanctuary. Put on healing music, watch funny movies, watch your favorite programs, right? Have fun, interesting, amazing conversations. Be kind to yourself, loving, do meditations, listen to guided meditations. This is what you need to be doing psychologically in order to heal. Okay, next, sunshine. If you are lucky enough to live in the world where you can get your sunshine, please go sit outside and let the sun hit your skin. You don't want to burn, but you want to get as much natural sunlight all over your skin and your body as possible. Natural vitamin D from the sun is your best friend, okay? In pandemics past, in history past, often they would take patients out, lay them on beds, and have them sun, okay? This is going to help with viral load. If you can, please do it. If you don't, if you live in a winter climate, if there's no way to get this sun, you can use red light therapy if you have it. If you don't, do the best you can to get outside a few times a day, if not only to breathe the fresh air and maybe get a little on your face. What to eat, okay, is very important. You fast if you want to. You do not have to eat. It's okay to fast. That's when your body goes through the process of autophagy. That's when old cells are cleared out, viral cells are cleared out. That is when you're actually healing. So if you don't feel like eating, please don't. If you feel like you're losing your strength and you want to keep it up, if you're already on the thin side, if you're old, if you're frail, if you need strength, then you must eat the proper foods. So you want it as easy as possible so that your digestion does not have a lot of work. Fresh pressed juices. I don't mean squeezing an orange into a glass, although you could do that. What I mean is if you have a juicer, or if any of your friends or neighbors have a juicer, use a juicer, you're gonna run things through. Cucumbers, carrots, celery, right? Green apples, ginger, lemon, you're gonna run it through, takes away all the fiber out of it, your digestion. It's like a mineral multivitamin. You're downing the fresh pressed juices from a juicer. It must be organic produce. Please buy organic produce. You also wanna have smoothies. You can take all your foods that are healthy that I'm gonna talk about and make it into a delicious smoothie, Okay, so you blend it up in a Vitamix or a high-speed blender, and you can add even some mineral powders and supplements in there, and you're gonna blend it and you're gonna drink it. This is gonna cut down on digestion. It's also gonna be easy, refreshing. You can make them taste delicious, and it's gonna keep your energy and strength up. Broths, soups. So when you go to eat with these bone broths or meat stocks, you should be getting somebody in your family to make these. If you have an instant pot or just an old-fashioned pot on the stove, as long as you have organic, pasture-raised animals, you can go ahead and make homemade bone broth, homemade meat stock. I have recipes for those. Please check them out. And then you're gonna add in soups, just like mom, grandma, everybody who came before us, pasture-raised chicken, some cut up vegetables, celery, onion, garlic, all the things that are good for us in soups. Soups, stews, smoothies, fresh pressed juices, these things that are warming, they have warm liquid, they're gonna break up mucus, and they're gonna give you the energy, the vital, essential minerals and vitamins that you need. They're also gonna give you some protein and the ability of keeping your energy up and not wasting. Make sure that you have some high quality fats in there. So what are the specific foods that you can eat or put in your smoothies, soups, stews? You wanna be first and foremost garlic. Okay, garlic, cloves of garlic, onions. I'm going to read my list. Ginger root, turmeric root, horseradish, berries, all the deep red foods like pomegranates, cherries, beets, red bell peppers. You want to have your fresh greens. You can juice them or put them in stews or soups. Smoothies, teas, again, meat stocks, bone broth, soups, and then fermented foods. So anything besides kombucha. So yogurt, kefir. If you are not having milk, if you're off dairy, you can still do a coconut yogurt or a coconut kefir. But these probiotic foods, along with sauerkraut, these types of things are really going to help you. Then, of course, we want to get our fat-soluble vitamins. So increasing egg yolks, liver, either liver pate, you can get somebody to make it, or grass-fed liver supplements or liver, any kind of that. We want to be eating, onions and liver, egg yolks, and even smoked oysters. Make sure they're packed in olive oil. You can buy those on Amazon. These are going to get our levels of zinc and iron, and they're going to give us our amino acids. They're going to give us our vitamin D, our vitamin A. So those are the foods. Keep it simple. Keep it liquid. A lot of hot broths, a lot of cold smoothies and juices. Drink this until you're fully well. Eat this until you're fully well. Okay, essential oils. For those of you who have essential oils on hand, or if you want to buy a few, the list of essential oils I have that are good for this are peppermint, thyme, oregano, eucalyptus, lemon, clove. Those are the ones that you can get. So if you're doing facial steams or if you're in the shower, something like peppermint or eucalyptus is great, or even clove is great for opening things up, opening up the sinuses, breaking up mucus. Things like oregano, thyme, rosemary, all of these things are great. You can rub them on the soles of your feet, and that'll help dry out infections, it'll help absorb into your system. So they're really good for rubbing on. You can diffuse them into the air, or again, you can use them in your facial steams or in your showers while things are steaming. Next, movement. You must get exercise. Now, I did say sleep and rest as much as possible. That definitely comes first. But when you feel that you can, getting outside for a walk, even if it's just down the street and back, even if it's just to your mailbox, even if it's just down the driveway, or even if you can't walk and you have to sit in a chair outside, it's really important to move. So slow walking, breathing that fresh air, getting outside in the fresh air, moving your body. Things that you can try inside are gentle stretches, yoga. Keep your body stretching, keep it moving. We want to move our lymph. We have to move the lymph, so you have to move. Even if you feel that you can't and you're sleeping 24 hours a day, get up incrementally every 3 hours and move for like 5 minutes even. Okay, so you can all do that, and outside is better, and inside you can even do it in your bed, gentle stretching, gentle yoga. Breathing. Now, we all know viral infections can go to the lungs, particularly the 2022 cold is particularly susceptible in the lungs. We want to keep the lungs clear. This is one of the reasons why we're drinking a lot of hot liquid, why we're having humidifiers and steam baths, and why we're, using essential oils to open this up. But breathing is one of the most critical things. You can go onto YouTube, you can find anything online that says breathing exercises, yoga breathing, okay? So there's many different yogic breaths that you can do, deep breathing, slow breathing, yoga breathing. Go on and search up any of those videos. And you want to be doing this several times a day, several 10-minute videos, maybe 2 to 3 times a day. Keep that deep breathing going. Even if you're just lying in your bed, not feeling well, make sure that you're really breathing up and down. You're opening the lungs. It's really important to keep that muscle going. So this should be an important part of your protocol. It cannot be overlooked. Your sleeping position, again, we don't want our lungs to fill up with fluids. We want to help our liver. So we should be sleeping on our side position, in the fetal position, on our side. We want to take a lot of pressure off of the lungs, keep those airways open, and help the body, help support the body. Speaking of sleeping, when you're in your bed, make sure that somebody is helping you. You can go out and buy it, borrow it from a friend. Humidifier beside your bed. Again, we want to keep things moist. We want to make sure that whatever we have going on stays wet. Our mucus stays wet, our cough stays wet. We don't want to develop into a dry cough. That's going to get deep into our lungs. We have to keep it wet. So keep the humidifiers on, have those steam baths, have those showers, do the facial steams, keep it wet. Drink the warm liquid. Don't let it go to a dry cough, a dry symptom. So speaking of that, you can have baths every day. These are going to help you sweat. You can have showers. This is going to be great. Opening up your pores, doing the steams. Facial steams, you just fill like even a tea mug or a bigger bowl full of hot steaming water. Don't burn yourself, of course, but you want to let this flush out. A couple of drops of essential oils. This type of thing is going to get deep into the sinus passages. We're going to be using a nebulizer. So if you don't have a nebulizer, you might want to buy one online on Amazon. I'll just quickly show you mine. I have one from this company. Okay, so it looks like this. And then you have your tubes that go into it and the different like pieces that go over your mouth, right? And your nose, and you're gonna nebulize. So when you buy one, it's gonna come with instructions, and you can put, it says like consult a doctor if you're using medication in it, but what you would do is you'd fill it up with the water. This is going to help you breathe in the water. Again, it's like a steam. We're keeping things moist, we're keeping things wet. The add-ons that I put in there are hydrogen peroxide, sea salt. You can try things like nascent iodine, colloidal silver. You can try a lot of different things in the nebulizer. So colloidal silver, hydrogen peroxide, they're gonna help to kill that viral load. The sea salt, the saline is just really gonna help, right? Just to clear things out, it's nature's kind of purifier. So if you're doing colloidal silver in the nebulizer, 5 milliliters of nebulized colloidal silver. And the rest, I mean, you're gonna do your sea salt. For nebulized iodine, I actually don't have a recommendation on an amount. You have to go look that up to be specific, but that's something that you would want to try putting even just a little bit in your nebulizer. We can also use things like neti pots. So you have this kind of an option, or this kind of an option where you just like, you give it a squeeze and it goes right out. This one, you tip your head and it works. So in the neti pots, you're gonna use a saline solution. You can buy saline solutions or you can make it yourself with sea salt. You wanna buy Celtic Grey sea salt online. You probably need a big bag of it. Anyways, so again, I'm saying these things, but you should get your kit ready before you wind up with a virus. Get it ready beforehand, but do your best to be prepared when it comes. But again, sea salt, any sea salt that you can find, hopefully Celtic Grey sea salt, but you're going to mix a solution and you can find that online, and of water. Again, it goes in through your nose, out through that side. You're gonna do this side, and this side you just hold your head still and you push, and it looks like this. You just give it a squeeze and it goes all the way up. I actually find this gets more. This actually really, you can blast it out. So you can use both. I've used both of them and I have both on hand. You wanna be sure to gargle and keep your mouth clean. And some people online are recommending Listerine or mouthwashes. I don't use those. So I do, again, a sea salt water gargle. This is really good for curing infections, strep throat, any kind of viral infection. So you're gonna gargle with sea salt water. Just keep it beside your bathroom thing, your counter, and continually throughout the day, you wanna be gargling with this. You can garlic with even more intense things. You can add pinches of garlic oil. You can add a little bit of hydrogen peroxide, a little bit of iodine. We do not wanna swallow this, but you can add them in and you're gonna be gargling and spitting. Black seed. You can take black seed. You can actually buy black seed. It's called Nasal and just comes in little seeds. You can soak them in a glass of water and then just soak it all day, almost like a tea. And when you gargle, you'll be getting all that in your mouth and spit it out. So that is another amazing thing that you could gargle with. Again, you can do that with garlic, drop a couple cloves in, leave it by your sink, let it sit hours, just gargle, right? Or garlic oil you could drop in there, or even black seed oil you could drop in there. You could add some colloidal silver, you could add some nascent iodine. These are types of things that you can gargle with in water. You really want to keep all the passages clear. So your mouth is one. You also want to be swabbing your nose. So take some Q-tips, and again, you're going to be dipping it in to that kind of same solution. You can do sea salt in there and water, just clear out your nose. You can do it with some garlic oil and water, black seed oil and water, nascent iodine and water, hydrogen peroxide, amazing. You could even do that straight, not the food grade, you always have to cut that, but if it's the hydrogen peroxide that you get in the store, you can just put it on the little end of the Q-tip and kind of swab it in there. Colloidal silver, a little bit of extract, whatever's in the water. Again, you could gargle with that and you can keep it clear. Same thing again with our eyes. As long as we're not getting anything harmful into our eyes, and some of these products we don't want to get directly into the eye. But you can put them on the hands and just kind of swipe over very gently kind of these areas to keep them clear of irises. Again, we can swab the ears, we can use Q-tips to just put some things, whatever. Keep the ears with the same solution that we're gargling with. All those same things, we're gonna use it again for our nose, we're gonna gargle with it, we're gonna put it here, we're gonna put it in our ears. And then we can do something even extra for our ears. This is my go-to trick. It helps every time, it's amazing. You wanna be lying down with hydrogen peroxide, you wanna put it in a dropper. Hang on, I'll show you mine. You're just gonna buy regular hydrogen peroxide from the store. They're just the drugstore. And you get a little bottle like this. You can get it anywhere. At a health food store, you can get it usually in a lot of different spots with a dropper, a glass bottle. You fill it with water, and then you're gonna add hydrogen peroxide to it, probably 3/4 hydrogen peroxide, the rest water. So one quarter hydrogen peroxide and the rest water. So you're gonna take it, you're gonna put it into your ear, and you're gonna do like 2 drops into your ear. Let it go all the way into your canal. And then you have to be lying down when you're doing this because you want it to go directly into your ear. So you're gonna be on your side, put it in there, let the 2 drop. You'll feel it go all the way down the hole and drop. And then you'll start to feel it fizz. Okay, you're gonna leave it there for about 3 minutes. And then you're going to roll onto your other side, let it drain, because as soon as you get vertical on your other side, it will drain out. And then you're gonna do the same thing with your other side, and you're gonna let it sit in there, fuzz, and then drain out. You're gonna do this every single night before you go to bed. Okay, this is really gonna help. You can also do it when you wake up if you wish. The other thing that you can drop in your ear is anything that you would buy at a health food store for ears, usually garlic. So this is an ear oil that I have from the health food store, and it's just a garlic, basically ear solution. So again, you can use the dropper, put the recommended drops of garlic in your ear. So, but this hydrogen peroxide, you must have hydrogen peroxide on hand for any protocol. It's really kind of, I think, a miracle cure for this kind of viral activity. Again, right? So garlic, black seed oil, colloidal silver, iodine, sea salt. It's good for all of this. We're spitting, we're gargling, we're swabbing, okay? So that's gonna be really great for us. Okay, so again, it's not enough just to swab our nose with some of this stuff. We wanna use a nasal spray. This is the one I recommend. It's called X-Clear. It's a xylitol-based nasal spray. It's totally 100% natural. and you are going to spray it. You follow the recommended dosage. This xylitol-based nasal spray is going to help to clear infection. Do this. Again, you can buy it online, you can buy it from Amazon. So iodine. There's several different things with iodine. First, you want to buy povidone, and I actually have to go buy myself a bottle because I don't have it on hand here, but it's more like this, like hydrogen peroxide. Like it comes in a bottle like about this, and it's called povidone iodine. And so it's a bigger bottle. It's like an antiseptic, basically, like if you have cuts or wounds, it's for cleaning. So that's what you would gargle with. That's what you would use in your nebulize. That's what you would use to wipe or swab or use in your gargle, okay? And you can also take an iodine, and we'll get to that when we get to supplements. But the povidone is one that you can buy. You can buy it on Amazon, and that's the one that you mix for all these different things and topical applications and gargling and etc. And I will show you the other iodine when we get to supplements. Now, if you were lucky enough to have an infrared sauna, you could use a little bit of that. Be great because the sweating is great, but I'm assuming most people don't have one, so just use the baths. Keep it wet, keep it steaming. So inducing fevers though, like inducing this hotness, you can wrap yourself up, keep yourself really warm, just inducing this natural sweating, even, you know, cranking your heat and in a whole bunch of layers of clothes and under blankets where you feel like you're sweating and you have to rip everything off. This is good, just helping to release the toxins, helping your body to sweat. In really, really, really hot baths, you can sit in it for 15, 20 minutes. Really it induces sweating if you don't have an infrared sauna. Oh, and when you're having baths, please use Epsom salts because it's going to give you an infusion of magnesium. It's going to help with cramping, giving you that vital mineral that helps with so much of your, you know, everything in processes. So again, Epsom salts bath, sea salts baths, you really want to be getting the minerals in your bath and really heating them up hot so you can induce that sweating. Okay, now we're getting on to the good stuff. Let's get on to supplements. Supplements to take for the 2022 cold or virus that you might be getting. For starters, vitamin C. If you have any kids, you can get the chewable ones. Get the 500 milligram chewable ones and just have them chew it every hour, every 2 hours. You can have them take one. So for a grown-up, I mean, you're gonna have to do something, you know, slightly different for kids, but for grown-ups, for adults, you can take up to 20,000 a day of vitamin C. So this is 500 milligrams. You could take up to 20,000 if you wanted to, but I probably wouldn't take the chewable ones. I like these Perk Potent Guard vitamin C tablets. They're 1,000 milligrams, and I would probably just take one every hour. I may take 2 before bed. But again, you can, the highest dose that I would take is 20,000, but anywhere between 10,000 and 20,000 a day, spread out every hour or every 2 hours throughout the day. The key is you want to spread these out. So you can buy those, you could buy vitamin C, any vitamin C. You could even buy ascorbic acid, which is a powder, so any kind of ascorbic acid powder, and you could have your vitamin C. Just look up the dose, make sure it's 100% pure and it's non-GMO, so it's not coming from the wrong corn. And you are going to stir it into your water. It's a powder, and again, just dose it up. You can take between 10,000 and 20,000, and you want to spread it out throughout the day. You can really do high dose vitamin C. Vitamin D3K2. So here's a vitamin D3 that I have from Metgenix, and I like to get a blend, which is the vitamin D3 K2, because it's important that you have K2 as well. So I recommend this Thorne brand. It's D3 K2, but regardless, if you're just doing vitamin D3, if you're just doing it, you can take up to 10,000 IU a day, okay? So that's way more than they suggest. So again, you're gonna take vitamin D in the morning. It's a sunshine vitamin, it's a morning vitamin. So you want to keep it in the daytime, and you want to particularly take it in the morning. If you're too afraid to go to the highest recommended dose of 10,000, do 5, but you should be doing minimum 5,000. Again, you can take any regular vitamin D or high quality vitamin D3. Make sure it doesn't have a lot of fillers, but if you want to get the K2 blend in there as well, it's really important that you have K2. So, Zinc Supplements. Zinc glycinate. I recommend zinc glycinate. You could also take anionic zinc droppers that you drop in your water. So you're going to want to follow the recommended dose on zinc because you can overdo zinc. But you do want to take the recommended daily dose of zinc. The other thing that I like to do is add a little bit of extra boost with these zinc lozenges from Life Extension. Okay, they're special ionic formula, and you want to buy these ones particularly. They're like these big honking things that you suck on, and you're gonna have one before bed, one during the day. I mean, so you've already taken your zinc, but then you can just you're gonna be getting a little bit more zinc, so you're gonna be getting more than, but when you're sick, you need a little bit more. So these are the ones that you're gonna take. These are the ones that help fight viruses. Omega-3 fatty oils. Omega-3, we need an omega-3 supplement. So fish oils. I don't have mine with me because it's in the fridge. Always keep them in the fridge. I would suggest looking up a really high quality fish oil or omega-3. I like Nordic Naturals. There's a bunch of really good high quality ones. Make sure that you're getting a really high quality omega-3. Again, you could also eat oysters. You could eat fatty salmon. You could eat things high in omega-3, but do take a supplement when you're sick and just take it per directions. Okay, vitamin A. Vitamin A. You can overdo vitamin A, but you want to be getting up to 5,000 IU a day in a supplement form of vitamin A. Now, vitamin A does have a toxicity level. You can get too much vitamin A. So if you want to start with something a little bit lower, 2,500, and get the rest in food, you have to be making sure that you're getting it though. Egg yolks, liver, grass-fed liver. But again, you want to be taking vitamin A. It's going to help with the 2022 cold and flu season. Quercetin is really, really important when it comes to the 2022 virus and cold. So here's just any old random high quality quercetin supplement. You're going to follow the directions. You can look up online. Some people have specific directions. Just follow the directions. Make sure that you're adding quercetin to bring down inflammation, to help get it out of your body. This is going to be really key and critical. When you're taking quercetin, I would spread it out twice a day. So whatever the dose is recommended, hopefully you can get it in 2 different, so that you're taking some in the morning and some at night. You want to spread that one out so that you can really dosing it throughout the day. Okay, selenium is really going to be helpful, so do that. Get a high quality selenium and take it per directions. Melatonin. Now, I'm not a fan of taking hormones. I'm not a fan of melatonin, even though melatonin has been shown in numerous studies to help everything, you know, including cancer, viruses, all kinds of things, not just your sleep cycle. So take that for what it's worth, but you can take up to 10 milligrams of melatonin, but if you're on the leery side, you can just take, you know, even 2-3 milligrams of melatonin and see how you do with it. Taking melatonin at night. So another thing that you can take is iodine. So this is the one I like. It's called Detoxidine. Okay, it's from Global Health Solutions, and it's a nascent iodine. So you can get any nascent iodine. I happen to like this one. You can order it from them, but I go slow. I go slow when it comes to iodine because it can be detoxing. There's a lot of other things, but what you want to do is 1 to 3 drops in a larger glass like this, in a liter of water, and you're going to drink it, okay, throughout the day. You could also do it transdermally. So if you're nervous about iodine, you can start slow. You can just put it here on your wrist. Be careful it stains. Put the 3 drops here, rub it in, and you'll absorb it transdermally. Again, when you're doing, you're gargling with the other iodine and everything, but this is the one that you would take internally, any nascent iodine. Again, I like this one from Global Health Solutions. It's called Detoxidine. Iodine is going to be really critical for helping with viral issues. Colloidal silver. You can buy any colloidal silver. This is an ionic silver solution here. It's a spray. I like the spray because you could do the gargles with it. You could spray in your mouth. You could kind of like spray some of the areas and wipe it easier. This one's called True Colloidal Silver by Sunforce. And again, this is great. You could put it in your nebulizer, but you can also take colloidal silver. You want to follow the directions, put it in water. You're going to be drinking it. You do have to be careful, so follow the directions on internally taking colloidal silver, and then again, you can use it in your rinses, your nebulizers, all the gargling, all those other things that we already talked about, okay? So you can get one with a spray, you can get one that you can pour in, whatever suits you. You get it on Amazon, you can get it at any health food store. Use it as directed. Again, we can be using Epsom salts baths, so you're soaking in the magnesium. You can use a transdermal spray. I like one called Ease. You can buy it online. It's from Activation, and it's not itchy. Some of the other ones are really itchy. This one's not itchy. And again, it's gonna help with your muscles. You can spray it on the bottom of your feet. You can spray it on the areas of the muscles that are sore or cramping. And you can take magnesium. I really like Remag by Carolyn Dean, but you can get any magnesium and go ahead and take that. There's lots of different magnesiums, but you can take this internally, take it per directions. And again, the spray or the baths are gonna also give you more magnesium, an important critical mineral, especially if you're feeling like that fluey feeling and, you know, cramping and just feeling awful. The magnesium is gonna help. L-lysine is an amino acid which is getting a lot of attention with the 2020 cold, but I don't really like to take amino acids in isolate. You can, and if you do buy L-lysine, you can take 1,000 milligrams per day. I always like to get my amino acids in the 8 amino acid bundle. The one that I always take is Perfect Aminos by Body Health. And again, L-lysine is one of the 8 amino acids that will be in here. So you could do it either way to get your L-lysine, but you don't want to overdo L-lysine, and you certainly don't want to overdo it in isolate. I do like to take the essential amino acids all together. But again, if you're parsing it out, you could take up to 1,000 milligrams. If you're just taking these, use them as directed. So curcumin is the isolated active agent in turmeric. So again, turmeric is one of the foods that we can be using with the garlic and the turmeric and the ginger. It's a root. You can buy it at the grocery store, buy organic. You can make it in teas. You can use it in soups and stews. You can also buy spices, organic spices in the spice aisle. It's a really orange, yellowy powder. And you put it in soups, stews, smoothies, whatever. Or you could get a curcumin supplement. So I have a Pure Encapsulations curcumin supplement, and I like this one. Anyways, you could definitely buy this, follow the directions, and take a curcumin supplement every day. It's gonna help with inflammation, it's just gonna help overall. You can go either way on this, but peptides are showing some good results. So you can buy peptides, buy it in powder form, and take it as per directed. Enzymes. You can take enzymes too. I happen to have this one called Vitalize enzymes, whatever these are. Vitalzyme. All right, so I don't know. I think these I got through professional, but anyways, these you can take. Bromelain. Bromelain is a really key enzyme, the one that you find in pineapple, and it's been showing a lot of really good results when it comes to viruses, colds, flus. So you could just buy bromelain, or you could buy like just a multi-enzyme. Monolaurin, you can take, when you're doing your fats and your soups and your stews and your smoothies, you can add a little bit of coconut oil because it has lauric acid, and lauric acid is really good for helping to heal infections. But monolaurin is also from coconuts. And monolaurin is an isolate that's derived from the lauric acid. So it's even stronger, it's an isolate, and this is really good for viral things. So you can add monolaurin. This one's from Health from the Sun, but you can look it up and buy any kind of monolaurin that you can find. Okay, so syrups, tinctures, extracts, concentrated foods. You can get these in little like bottles. You can do all of these are the foods that I have written down. So you can buy them in a tincture form, in an extract, a syrup, or a super concentrated food. Garlic oil, oil of oregano, elderberry tinctures, rosemary, ginger, apple cider vinegar is great, black seed oil, thyme oil, lemon peel oil, echinacea, lomatium, golden seal. All of these are great. And you can buy all of these from the health food store. Like for example, here's an elderberry. What else do we have? Here's an echinacea. okay? So you can see some of them in tinctures, oil of oregano. Here's one that comes in like a supplement, so you don't have to taste it because they're pretty nasty to get in a tincture. Same with garlic. You can get the pills, that's better. I would go to a company called Herb Farm. They have a lot of really high quality tinctures. This is whole leaf olive. This one's lamatium. A lot of good ones for viral and immune support. And they have them categorized there. You can just look up on the list online and buy them. Syrups. Here's an example of an organic syrup, which is elderberry. These are really great to give to kids too. You can also do elderberry like in things like the whole concentrated food. So again, these are just the actual seeds in here, and you can boil this and concentrate it and make your own syrup or tincture. So it'd be even stronger than a tea. It would be boiled down super strong. So garlic oil, but you can also be taking garlic capsules. All of these things you want to look up online, look up at your local health food store, create your own syrups and tinctures, or trust the ones that you're buying, that they're good, high quality. So neem powder, which I don't have right here, it's in my kitchen, but you can buy neem powder and you can add it into your drinks, and that's really good to take once a day as per directions. And then bee propolis, I like this. You could just get, this one's for kids and this one's for adults, but it's like a throat spray. So I really like this one, just spray it. Bee propolis, you can get the actual bee propolis from a bee farm, like the actual propolis. So you could get the granules, work with it, whatever you can find, make sure it's from a really good, high quality bee farm. Okay, mushroom capsules and extracts. You can go into any of your natural food. First of all, you can eat and add a lot of mushrooms, or you can go in and buy any mushroom complex. Here's one called Resilience, and it has all kinds of different mushrooms in it for immune support. So you could add this to your arsenal. And a vitamin B complex, particularly if your energy is waning, you want to take that per directions, and that's just for overall good maintenance. A lot of times this 2020 virus can affect the nervous system, so the B complex is going to really help keep your nervous system strong. Make sure if you have any problems with the MTHFR genes, then you are going to want to get the methylated form of the B complex, but go ahead and look. So methylfolate instead of folate, methyl B12 instead of B12. Whenever you can find a supplement that has the methyl B12, methyl B6, or rather than just, folic acid, we're looking for the methyl form, then that's better. That's just, a lot of people have MTHFR, so this is just going to bypass that and help you. So look for B complex and take a B complex to support your nervous system health. You can also add Manuka honey. So if you go into a health food store, you can buy it online, Manuka honey, just to help your throat, to help coat the throat in your teas. It's really good, really antiviral. You don't want too much sugar, but Manuka honey is the one exception. You can also suck on or have children take that to help with their throat. I find that's just really great. And something like this, like a Manuka honey throat lozenge, something natural, because kids, are reluctant to take a lot of stuff. So I would be using Manuka honey and Manuka honey things, and try to make as much of this to be tasty when it's for kids, but you still have to go through it. You might not be doing everything, but stick to the vitamin C, the vitamin D, some of the zinc lozenges, the Manuka honey, and the soups, smoothies, these things. You might not want to be giving the kids, quercetin and peptides and curcumin and selenium, B complex, all of that. So just stick to vitamin C, vitamin D, these types of things. The children are going to pass this like a regular cold. You can still do some of the gargles, the salt gargles. You can add some hydrogen peroxide drops to their ear. These types of things in the gargles are really great for kids, making sure that they're swabbed all up, they're gargling a lot, and then lots of good things. You can add a few other supplements into their smoothies, and the kids are going to get better. Make sure that they sleep, rest, right? We care for the children. The only other thing I would say when you're doing this at home is that if you're having difficulty breathing, these are when you would consider going to the hospital. But again, right now, the way things are going, depending on your status, they may judge or not judge. You may be given medication that helps, that could hurt, that could be harmful. So this is what I do. This is what I would give a try. Like I said, the organizations that be have left us with very little guidance on what to do when and if you actually get this, except for just isolate and hope you don't give it to somebody else and hope you don't wind up in the hospital. This is what you should do. They're really coming down hard on natural health advocates and people who are actually out there trying to help people. People are afraid. People are getting it. You need to have a plan and you need to know what to do. This is a solid plan. Watch this video again, take the notes, go on Amazon tonight, buy everything. This is my bucket here. This is what it looks like, okay? Just pick up the bin with my notes, with all my stuff in it. I put it away in a closet. The only things I keep out are vitamin C, vitamin D, like the things that we take preventatively. And all the rest, I take this whole bin. It looks intimidating and I put it away until someone gets it. And then you can periodically, if you're starting to feel symptoms, go in and start. Like some of them you're not going to do until you know that you have it, but early prevention is best. So preventatively, you're going to take certain supplements and then hit it hard as soon as you know that you're coming down with something or you feel like you're coming down with something. You're going to start all the liquids and the gargling and then as it goes on, you're going to really hit all of these supplements hard. So that's my recommendation. That's what I do. Again, let's just repeat my disclaimer that I'm not a doctor and I'm not telling you what to do. Everyone can make up their mind for themselves, but I think it's important that we arm ourselves with information because the powers that be have done a lot of this. So it's hard to get information. It's hard to get really good information. And not only that is they really have left us with little else, but to put all the eggs in the basket for doing this. And of course, we know this isn't stopping this. Okay, so that is what I would do. I hope it's been helpful. Please like, subscribe, share it with everybody who needs this information. Let's pray it doesn't get censored. It gets to you, it gets to your family members. Stay calm, talk positively to yourself, keep the stress down, and follow the protocols. Rather than waiting to see what happens, I would be doing something. So again, like, subscribe, share this video, and I will see you in the next one.